So we open with some fool who'd ticked his girlfriend off, and he walking barefoot because it's Halloween, so of course he's in drag. But not a full drag, though. But he looks like he ripe for the picking. So he see a police officer laying dead in the street and run over to try to help him. Why don't you call 911? So he got something stuck in his neck, and this guy's trying to pull it out, and all that's doing is make more blood come out. But the officer's saying he needs to die. Meanwhile, across town, we see another deputy getting Michael in his sights, and he's just doing his strut, his stroll. So a couple other deputies show up after Michael had disappeared, and they gonna fan out and look for him in teams of two. But now we got some kids out, and they bullying one of them. But before he can get his butt beat, the police pull up and tell them, y'all better go home. Michael Myers just done killed 3 people up the street. So they leave his butt. So Lonnie run home and trip, and Michael's pop up behind him. But then the 2 police officers show up, and he done disappeared again. So he runs off home, and the Popo head on over to the Myers house, which is right across the street, and there's a fresh dead dog in there. Boy, that first cop was an idiot. So he sees the fresh dead dog, but don't say nothing. Then he's standing at the window, sees Boots prints, but don't say nothing. He's waxing sentimental. The town where nothing ever happened. Michael jump out and start beating that butt. The other idiot cop shoots his damn partner trying to shoot Michael. You was at point blank range. Time for a Halloween shimmy. So we come back from the theme music in Halloween 2018. I guess this was delayed because of the Vibe. So we got a black couple at this diner, and you could tell Kyle Richards and her cronies come and sit at the table adjacent to them. So Tommy get up on stage at this place because they having a little open mic night, and he introduces Kyle Richards and the other heifer who survived Michael Myers, because we gonna honor the survivors tonight. Okay, we drastically cut to Jamie Lee Curtis in a truck with 2 girls, and she bleeding out her stomach, and some house is on fire. Child, a firefighter done fell through the floor to the basement. But child, before the fire can get him, Michael pop out of the woodwork and he kill him. Fireman wasn't doing nothing to nobody. Then Michael get the firefighter that was trying to help the one who fell through the floor. So Michael done killed all the damn firemen. Meanwhile, with Jamie Lee, she getting rushed into the hospital with stab wounds. So the heifers that came in with Jamie is all sad, and they washing the blood off their hands, and they're operating on Jamie. So Jamie's gonna pull through. But apparently their daddy died. Now we got this couple, and they playing with the drone in their living room, and it flies into another room, and it flies back out on its own. So they like somebody in there, and they slowly start creeping over. So he go over and turn the light on in the bathroom, and Michael Myers bashes it out the second he turns it on. And so he run out of the bathroom and lock the door behind him, and he's like, there's a big fella with a monster mask in our bathroom. This is time to leave the house. So as he's walking down the hallway saying, call the cops, Michael busts through one of the glass doors and kills him with it. And his wife run out. Girl, you should have been gone. The wife couldn't get the damn door open because of the latch locks, and then she gonna grab the knife all weakly. I mean, he got them good. So now we back at the restaurant with the survivors, and the black doctor that they were seated next to is now talking to the group. So now the guy at the bar who didn't get up on stage gets a call from the guy who saw the officer in the street, and he said, we gotta go, Cameron's in trouble. Across town, the Popo finally get to the site with all the murdered firemen. However, back at the bar, the news of the murders comes across everybody's cell phone and TV. And Kyle tries to act. So the doctor and his heifer go on and leave the bar. Oh, Lord. So they get to the car, and he says, let me go get my stethoscope, and leaves her in there. So she sees somebody move in the back seat and run out the car. She gonna say, Michael Myers is in the car, go look. You don't go look. So she run inside and tell them what's going on. The one survivor gets a bat and goes walking out towards the car. And I'm like, what is a bat gonna do for Michael Myers? Y'all need to stay inside. He left the vehicle, get in the car and go home. So this is unlike Michael. So he goes over to the car bashes on the door twice with the bat, and then Michael just drive off across the median. That ain't Michael. Michael would have driven over you, boo-boo. Oh, God. So now this group with the guy with the bat leading the charge is walking over to the car that was just crashed. I hope he gets you all for stupidity. Oh, so this is not Michael Myers. This is, like I said, this is somebody else who escaped from the insane asylum when Michael got off the bus too. But he was able to shimmy away without being seen. We cut to somebody else's house and it looks like a gay couple, and one guy wants to get high and listen to old jazz and the other one wants to watch a movie in a pirate costume. But then this little heifer knock on their door and she points to a dead body outside and said, my friend bit into a razor blade and lost her tongue, and the girl just passed out on the ground. So of course they run out to help, and then the door slams behind them. Oh, Lord, it was all a prank because it did seem like a setup. So some little other kid ran in their house. That was why the door is shut, so he could steal their candy. So they tell them the scary story about the house and scare them back, and them kids run off. Oh my goodness, the sissy in the costume is Stuart from Mad TV. Where the hell has he been? Back at the hospital, the heifer that came in with Jamie Lee sees them bringing Officer Hawkins through, but they said he's gonna be all right. But then the police want to interview her. Wait, what? So now Michael Doctor helping him? This shit be moving too fast. But then they go to the other heifer talking to the popo, and she said he's been waiting for years to murder my mother, and she brought me into his path because he ended up killing my husband. So apparently Michael's doctor took him to where Jamie Lee Curtis is so that he could go on and offer. So the doctor's nutty boo too? So they thought they'd done killed Michael Myers, and the police had to break it to them, nah boo, he's still living. She said, what? Oh, Lord. So the one heifer want to go with that boy that saw the police officer to go fight Michael Myers. They getting in a group. Frontier justice. The other heifer's like, if you don't get your butt with the police escort and stay with grandmama. Jamie Lee Curtis is really weird halfway through the movie, child. She got a check for nothing. She been asleep this whole time. So we got Posse 1, Kyle Richards, the other heifer, and the black doctor couple. And they see some kids on the playground, and they gonna go tell them to head home. Why you need to get out the car to do that? So these kids is bratty, and Kyle's like, where are your parents? They said, we don't know where our parents are, but there's some guy trying to play hide and seek with us, but we gonna stay on the swings. They said, oh, there he is, hello. Ooh, they some stupid ones. So Kyle tells them to run on home, but Michael, meanwhile, is climbing on top of the car they sitting in. Now, Kyle, over in the park, what the hell you doing with this pillowcase? Oh, she putting some rocks in the bag, I guess, to try to make a weapon. However, the heifer in the car keeps shooting it at Michael, but she gonna hit two of them passengers in a minute. Oh, goodness. So now Michael done jumped down off the car, and that heifer says, this is for Dr. Loomis, but she done wasted all her bullets missing them. So then he get married. The doctor in the back seat just sitting there. Get out the car, fool. So Michael finished his butt off too. But then here comes the nurse. She's shooting at him, just missing everything in sight, wasting bullets yet again. Wasn't nobody even thinking about you. You was all the way over there. You should have stayed. Ain't nothing in the car but a corpse. Child, she walk up to the car shooting Michael, throw the door out and get her to shoot herself. Then Kyle Richards' dumb butt gonna come trying to hit him with a bag of rocks. You 2 feet tall. You should have stayed hid like the other heifer. So now Kyle get to running, and you should have kept running because you already had a head start. But he walking after her. Then her dumb butt gonna stop and hide under a bridge. You should have kept running. Back with Jamie Lee, she finally up and getting some lines in, and the blonde heifer said, where's the sister I told to stay here? Or maybe that's the daughter, I don't know. So now Posse Group 1 finds Kyle's car, and they realize ain't no bodies in there, but blood is everywhere, so Michael is afoot. But they find the bodies a little way off in the park. However, they done found Kyle alive. Guess they keeping her around for the sequel. Back with Jamie Lee, she get to talking to the cop who got stabbed in the neck. Cause he in the bed next to her, but her daughter done told her that they got rid of Michael and he gonna have to let her know they didn't. Oh Lord, so now we at the hospital and the guy with the bats giving the impassioned speech to go do their frontier justice. This is our town. We've watched the sheriff's department fail tonight. I will say the cops in that town ain't worth a damn. So the guy with the bat runs into Jamie's room and lets her know what's going on. And she's like, okay, we gotta fight. The daughter heifer's like, there's a system for this. And Jamie said, well, honey, the system failed. So get out my way. However, back at the sissies, somebody's knocking on the back door. No pun intended. So then they knocking at the front door. The one sissy get pissy. So he grab a golf club and go to run out and scare him. So Sissy 2's trying to calm down Sissy 1, and Sissy 1 asks, did you lock the back door? He said no, and of course it's open when they get in, and there's a bloody handprint on the door. So the sissy who was Stuart says, somebody is in our house and it ain't no kid. So they grab knives and go and walk through the house. Y'all is stupid. You want to keep saying, do you know whose house this is? Do you? Meanwhile, it's pandalirium at the hospital. So the hospital under lockdown. The daughter trying to keep Jamie Lee from leaving. And then the guy with the bat was able to escape. And he said, evil dies tonight. And everybody starts chanting it. So they creeping through the house looking for Michael. And then Michael pops out on the one that thinks he's the tough guy. He got him up under the shoulder. Girl, why you gonna run towards the danger when you hear his body fall to the ground? That should have let you know, let me try to get out a window or something. But oh no, not you. You may as well just go to Michael and run into the knife. Just take you with him. So now we've got a mob chasing the other criminal who was in the car in the BMW. They chasing him through the hospital, and Jamie Lee Curtis and her daughter are saying, that ain't Michael, that ain't Michael. But you know, you can't tell a mob nothing. So Jamie ends up getting hurt in the mob melee, so she can't even make it out the damn hospital. Oh Lord, so now the daughter run into the guy that they think is Michael Myers, and she's telling him, it's not you, I know it, but he still could be a killer, stay away from him. You don't know him from Adam's house cat. So he don't kill her, and she take him through some doors and lock him in someplace because she knows the mob is coming. The guy is trapped in the hallway that she locked him in, and the mob breaks in from both ways, so he jump out the window and kill himself. But they gonna think they done killed Michael. One of the survivors is heading back to Michael's childhood home because he sees with all the attacks, that's where he's heading. So he bring his dumb butt in there alone and leave the granddaughter and I guess his son or a friend of his son, Cameron, in the car. But they hear a shot from the house and then they go run in. Oh no, they was in the sissy's house and they find Sissy Stewart and pull the knife out his chest. Child, Michael get to stabbing Cameron downstairs, po thing. So then Allison tried to attack him and he threw her downstairs and she break her leg. So right as he getting to the granddaughter, the daughter stabs Michael in the back with a pitchfork. What the hell? So the mama get the mask off of him after she done stabbed him, but then lets him get up. You keep beating him till he don't get up and gonna run out into the street. Take me! You could have killed him and been fine. So she run off and lure him to this trap that the little vigilantes done set up. Child, so the group just gets to whooping that ass. So the daughter puts the final stab in Michael, and this looks like it's about to be it. Child, Jamie Lee Curtis didn't do shit in this movie. She said, I'm tired. Lord, now Michael getting revenge on that mob that thought they had whooped his ass. Girl, and it ended with him killing the damn daughter. It was long and meandering. It went on too long. If it was an hour and a half, it would have been cute. Well, I'm going to see you soon for something.